Good morning. Today is Monday. Last week we took a look at some of my favorite movies, and I shared with you a line or two from each that had really touched me or inspired me in some way. It seems like everybody had a lot of fun with it. I got some emails back, a lot of comments on Facebook, people sharing with me other lines from those same movies that they had really gotten something out of. It was just a great theme that got a lot of good reactions from people. So I thought we would continue with that this week. I've got a lot more than 5 favorite movies, obviously, and most of them are romances, I admit that. Today we're looking at one called Never Been Kissed. It's with Drew Barrymore. It came out in 1999. Now in the movie, Drew Barrymore plays a character called Josie Geller. Josie is a reporter for the Chicago Sun-Times, and she goes undercover in a high school pretending she's a student so that she can get a real scoop, a good story that will sell papers. Now, of course, her editor is hoping that she gets something really down and dirty and they can expose some type of scandal in the school. But Josie's biggest thing is just trying to fit in. She wants to be a popular kid instead of what she had been in high school, and that was a nerd who got picked on and pranks played on. And so she wants to be popular this time around in high school. She wants to do it right. And what happens is she finds herself back in the same situation she was when she was in high school originally. She's a nerd again, and people aren't accepting her. She can't seem to fit in, can't seem to figure out what to wear. And that goes on until her brother, Rob, who is played by David Arquette, comes in and kind of saves the day. He's really cool. He hits it off with everybody right away. And he introduces her to the other people and plays it up and makes it look like she's really cool. You just have to get to know her. And so that kind of saves the day for her. She ends up getting asked out by the most popular guy in school, who of course is like 8 years younger than her, 7 years younger than her. And they agree to go to the prom together, and they're elected prom king and queen. Now it's at the prom when Josie's cover gets blown. And she blows it herself because she gets so exasperated when she sees some of the kids in her little group, her little clique, about to play a prank on one of the people that she made friends with as a nerd, another girl who's smart and kind and not really part of the popular group, but a really good person. And she sees that they're going to throw dog food on this girl. So she is just frustrated beyond belief. She stops it from happening, causes the dog food to actually go on 3 of her friends that she's made that are part of the clique, and they all get mad at her. And she starts fussing at them and reminding them, hey, look, you didn't even want to accept me as part of your group until Rob came in and helped me with that. And of course, she blows his cover in the process as well. So all of this, she brings out to them, and she calls them out for their bad behavior and tells them how wonderful this girl is that they're about to treat so badly, and that they've just not given her the opportunity to know her as a good person. And ultimately, it comes down to this last little part of the speech where she says, hey, listen, there's a big world out there, and it doesn't matter if you're the prom queen, the quarterback of the football team, or the biggest nerd in school. Find out who you are and try not to be afraid of it. So it's all about just being who you are. Now, I'm happy to say that my son, who's in high school now, shares with me that there's not so much of a separation between the kids who are considered nerds and the kids who are considered cool. It's actually getting sort of cool to be a nerd. So I think that's really wonderful, and I'm happy to hear that. I hope that's the case in most schools these days. I'm sure there are still some little cliques and groups. But as adults, we find ourselves doing the same thing. I can't tell you how many times I've been afraid that I wasn't going to fit in with a certain group, or I always felt like I was an outsider to a group, and that's as an adult, not just as a kid. So I just encourage you to embrace who you are, find out who you are, and don't be afraid of it. Have a wonderful Monday. I'll talk to you tomorrow.